Hello, I'm Areima, and we are trying out today the demo for Death Must Die. I have seen other people play this, but I never really watched too closely, so I know a little bit about this going in, but not really a ton. It really kind of looked like something that was up my alley. I noticed when I was sitting here that the parallax of the background here changes with the mouse, which is a really nice detail. But it's basically Hades meets Vampire Survivors, and apparently it's a little bit more interactive than other Vampire Survivor games, so we wanted to try it out. So we can attack, dash. Dash has a long cooldown. Okay. So it's more, I feel like this is the time to talk about this. There's kind of been this interesting thing happening because I liked the Vampire Survivor likes, the Bullet Heavens, if you want to call them. Although I think that name is not perfect for them, but it is at least a name. But I think that they have been doing something for a long time here that... Okay. God is a fire. Hey, you're the one that timed the other hourglass to, huh? Well, whatever it is you're doing here, I'm always the first to help mortals. So allow me to lend a hand. Well, I can't speak. Attacks become stronger and play burning. Every couple of attacks you breathe fire or you leave a trail. Let's go with attacks become stronger and burning. Yes, it did actually change my thing. So Survivor Likes have been kind of doing this thing where Vampire Survivors was the big one, right? Which is why they're called, a lot of people call them Survivor Likes. And one of the big things that happened with Vampire Survivors is that it was kind of like a dumbing down of the action RPG genre. An intentional dumbing down because, sometimes it's an arcade game, and sometimes you just want to... Do these guys have... I can push them out of the way, okay. Considering that there's no hits mechanic or on-touch mechanic, I immediately like this game better than a lot of other Survivor Likes. Oh, I'm Summer, by the way, the goddess of all the hot stuff. Fires, volcanoes, you know it. Yep, goddess of all the hot stuff. Burning enemies, leave a trail. Ooh. Let's take the fire breath. That's nice. But anyways, back to my point. So, there was this intentional dumbing down of Vampire Survivors where it intentionally didn't have a lot of the mechanics that an action RPG would have, or a horde fighting game would have, in order to kind of make it all about the strategy of choosing your items, choosing your power-ups, and then becoming like this crazy amount of damage and crazy amount of stuff, right? Everyone knows how these games play. These are pretty popular games at this point, and I don't really need to explain that part. But the reason why I was re-explaining it is because there's an interesting thing happening as these develop over time, is that something that I've noticed is that as people come up with new and quote-unquote innovative ideas, which there are some innovative ideas, don't get me wrong, there definitely are some. This guy is legitimately running from me. And mocking me. E to pick up the house. Okay. B. Okay, so increased my weapon damage by 30. It didn't actually give me a halberd, but... Anyways, so these games have been, as new indie developers come up to them, these games have been coming up with different innovations in different ways. That guy sounded like a Pepsi can opening whenever he died. Different innovations in different ways to do the genre differently. And for a while there, it was just like one of the other big ones that came out right away was the demo for... Is he doing the same fireball effect that I'm doing? Oh no, he's summoning, okay. One of the first ones that came out was 20 Minutes to Dawn, and 20 Minutes to Dawn, at least the demo for it, was... This guy is just... Oh yeah, I can dodge. I forgot I could dash. 20 Minutes to Dawn was kind of different than Vampire Survivors, because it kind of just approached it differently. It had a limited map, and there was a few things that they changed. Need a light. That was a StarCraft reference, possibly. I'm not sure. I light combust. Whenever I kill a certain number of enemies, flaming enemies, they will explode. But anyways, for a while there, people were coming out with new Survivor Likes all the time. There was a lot of indie ones coming out, but they were all kind of the same thing. They would innovate slightly, but it would be more or less the same thing with a very slight change. However, recently, the innovation has gone to the point where with some of these games, they're reintroducing the concepts from the games that these were inspired by, and the difference between a survivor-like and an action RPG, the gap is getting smaller and smaller all the time, to the point where some of these survivor-like straight up have action RPG mechanics in them, but you're still just fighting hordes in an arcade setting, and it's getting to the point where people are just making action RPG games. That's just what they're doing. And like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. So don't think that I am. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. It's just kind of really interesting that that's where it's gone. Is that it's kind of like there was an intentional dumbing down at the very beginning, and it's looped full circle back around to they're just making action RPGs that are horde survival games. One of them that is, in my opinion, particularly a culprit for this is actually one of my favorites, which is Halls of Torment. Halls of Torment has pretty much all of the mechanics of an action RPG, and it's not even afraid to admit it, too. It just straight up, I mean, looks like, sounds like, everything likes being Diablo 1, right? It is fully nostalgia of Diablo 1. This is going to be very bad for me. I might be dead. I need to keep attacking. I was trying to see if I could run, because you run faster whenever you're not attacking, but no, I actually still just have to try and just out-damage them. So this is still the survivor mechanic, even though there's a little bit of light interactivity to this. But the interactivity is still just less important than the old survivor mechanic of having multiple attacks come out and burning everything around me. Okay, we're going to take an upgrade before we take a new ability. Pay attention for a second here. But yeah, no, my point isn't that there's anything wrong with this. I just find it to be kind of this weird little paradox of this game genre, where the things that were intentionally pulled out to make the game simpler so that they could be more arcadey are now slowly getting put back into the games, and are being treated by some people, not going to name names, but some people, whenever I hear people talking about these games, as innovation. And I'm like, it's not... It sort of is, but also isn't innovation at the same time. It's a cool idea to add some of these mechanics back in, but a lot of times this quote-unquote innovation is just, yeah, that's what these other games called action RPGs, like Diablo and Path of Exile and stuff like that, have been doing for dozens of years. And you're just giving us the thing back that you originally took away to make the arcade game. So far, I'm really liking this game, though. But this game takes one more step in that direction, and it's kind of this balance between being a survivor-like and being a full-on action RPG at this point. And it's like the lines between the two are getting blended, and they're getting narrower and narrower all the time. What is this? There's something glowing back here. Oh, it's a stash. Okay, so this does have a similar mechanic to Halls of Torment, where we can have gear. Again, you know, pulling back in the Diablo-like gear. But unlike Halls of Torment, it looks like we keep our gear. As we said, hero, our powers will return should you fail. We cannot follow you into the water, but you will not be alone. Soon others will come. Together you will succeed. This time will be different. Death will stand trial for their transgressions. What did they do wrong? I get that it's called Death Must Die, and we're like fighting gods. But what did Death do? I mean, it isn't just a demo. It is just a demo. It's actually a really good demo. I like the fact that the game just kind of starts. Now, to stop talking about other survivor likes, the reason I brought it up in this one is because this one is kind of like, this is the farthest a survivor like has gone so far to make the game just an action RPG. Morai. Ooh. I used Morai in one of my games. They're really cool. The goddesses of fate. Now, isn't this curious? You're so intertwined with time itself that it's really hard to get a read on your fate, hero. I like how they're tied together. Will you fail? Succeed? Or maybe it will be one of the others. Oh, sorry. They haven't really arrived for you yet. But it would be a shame to see you fail. Perhaps we could fudge the numbers a bit. Dashes become longer. I like wider hits. That's pretty cool. So there is kind of a Hades thing going on here, where all of the different gods give me different abilities based on different concepts. I'm actually really a huge fan of that because it kind of like unifies builds in a way, and hopefully we see multiple gods in one run, and we can kind of like choose between them and potentially even synergize between them. Ah, yes, we see multiple gods in one run. God of Conquest. Hero, I task you with defeating death. For this, I reward you with my powers. Now obey. Shurikens. Enemies you hit shoot out rupturing shurikens. Attacks become stronger and knock back enemies, or blades. Rotating. Yeah, we'll take the rotating blades. So we can look at our powers, right? Rotating blades spawn away from rupturing and damaging enemies as they're pulled back to you. Oh, so they spawn in the distance and come back to me, so they're not in orbital. Did you see that? It looks like I dodged it. Because of it, because of the fact that I dodged it, it stayed out longer. So this and the more I actually synergize really well together. Because I could get a bunch of dodge speed and move speed, and it would keep my blades going for longer. I was watching another YouTuber play this, and mostly I wasn't really watching him play, I was mostly just listening to him. Turn up the heat. Is there no way to deny? Okay, there is no way to deny. We are going to take the passive, global damage. And one of the things he said is that like he doesn't normally like survivor likes. That I know for a fact that that particular YouTuber is really big into action games. He enjoys, like I do, being a little bit more active in games. So, again, it's not a bad thing that we're reintroducing concepts that have been in other games for a long time back into survivor likes. I think it actually makes the genre better. It makes the genre more diverse. In order to be like, okay, well, this isn't a survivor like anymore. This is some sort of blend between a survivor like and an action RPG. I'll take global damage again. Dangerous leather armor. How do we open our bag? 24 health. Nice. Yeah. So don't take whatever take everything I said with a grain of salt, of course. It's just my opinion. That it's again just kind of an interesting thing. I'm not saying there's anything necessarily negative or wrong. It's really funny that we're opening a can of soda whenever he dies. I really hope that's not too loud for you guys. I just realized that I jumped into this one without a sound test. Hold on. The music's probably really loud for you guys. There we go. Hopefully that's better. I just realized that I was so excited to talk about this weird opinion I have about survivor likes that I like that this guy turns and fights you if you catch up with him. Magnetic gauntlets. I think I know what those do, but I will check. Yep. It's pickup radius. I need dash cooldown. Or number of dashes. %. No. That is Morai. We didn't really introduce ourselves last time. We're the Fates. Clo, the sleepy one, spins the strings of life. Laki measures them, and all that I can't read. Laki measures them, and all that. And I, Isa, snip with the scissors when the time comes. I have the most fun job. It does get tiring to see them all go through. Always, for never. But maybe you'll put an end to that. Who knows? Basically a chance to crit. Attack speed. Got another upgrade there. I think global damage is good. It looks like I might be able to stun enemies, which is pretty nice because it means that that's actually, yeah, there is actually stun in this game. So that actually makes this game different than other survivor likes in an important way as well. It's not just about killing the horde as a form of survival. You also have to choose your direction of attack for the sake of... Oh man, you could do some pretty clever things with this little pinwheel thing here. I actually really like this game. This is... They really knew how to be like, hey, you know, this isn't going to be as chillax as another Survivor, but we are going to just make a really good game. I need to go and check to see when this comes out. If you are interested in this, this is currently the demo. You should wishlist this game. It looks pretty good so far. The animations are really good. The game seems like it has a very unique thing going for it. They are, once again, changing the look and feel of the Survivor-like genre pretty significantly here. Gotta focus for a second, because I don't want to let any of these guys' attacks get in. Now that I know I can stun enemies, I'm a little bit less afraid to just fight them here. Just gotta make sure that I fight the right ones, is all. Help you? We're not exactly helping you. It's your own fate. You're the one forging it. We're just lending an eye, if you will. Wider attacks. Yeah, that's actually changing my animation too. The thing is much bigger. I feel like this game could very easily get just as crazy as another Survivor-like, and that the fact that enemies all attack you instead of just moving into you is really interesting, but I do worry that whenever you get farther into the game, you're not going to be able to see those attacks. So I'm curious to see if we can get far enough to see that effect, whether it is actually there or not. You can just kind of stun lock these guys. At least I can. I'm not sure if it's a property of this character, or if it's going to be every time you do damage, or if it's a certain amount of damage. I know that big knight guy was definitely not stunning. Ah, so blue HP is armor of some regard. Can't be stunned. Yep, as soon as his blue HP was gone, I was stunning him. Oop, I did not see that guy sneak jump on me. I wonder what the gold's used for. Did that say Halberd of Intrusiveness? It did. Did I put the other one in my inventory? I did. Okay. I kind of just dropped it because, or I just kind of just exited the menu, so I wasn't sure if some sort of boss thing in the corner there. We're gonna have to save our dashes for the boss, it looks like. Oh, oh my gosh, the dash came back at the right time there. I guess it's not a boss, because there's more of them now. Ooh, so there's also a rarity to things. 16% to do 300 damage is a good idea at this point in the game. I feel like they're trying to kill me now. Like the game is trying to kill me now. I really feel like the game's trying to kill me. Jeez, Yeah, the game was trying to kill me at the end there. I really needed to be much stronger to be able to survive at that point. And just in time for the game killing me, they give me another character. I did not expect a living guardian at Death's Gates. I'm no guardian. I just went out for fresh air. I was told to expect others. I suspect you're the first to come. First to come? What are you talking about? It might take me a while to explain everything. I see. Okay, we're gonna play one more time then with this character. Is our stash shared? Heck, not only is it shared, but we currently have the same loot. I'm gonna take the increased attack. No, I'll keep the area range. Okay. character might already be more up my alley than the Dark Souls swordsman there. Is that an AoE? It is an AoE. They made a good game here. I really hope that they have a lot of content and unlocks and all sorts of things and difficulty increases and all sorts of things whenever this game comes out, because this is going to probably be one of my top favorites in this genre. Perhaps you want us to shorten the string a little. I really want to see the conclusion live while I'm still the one seeing. Move speed is pretty valuable. Move speed is also essentially a survival mechanic. The fact that we slow down when we're attacking is also a clever move, because it means that we are much less survivable while attacking. It is a choice between offense and defense. Ooh, Summer of Fire. I really want you. Pierce enemies. So she gave me different abilities than she gave because Pierce would have been useless on the swordsman. Oh man, this is important to know. So the gods are even offering different gifts based on who I'm playing. And even at the demo phase, this game is already, I would say, quite good. I've not played a demo recently that I've enjoyed this much. Played some pre-released games that I enjoyed this much, but like as a demo, this is quite hopeful. Dash is improved. Oh wow, yeah, that's just like all kinds of improved. Yeah, I'm just gonna take that. Oh, I have 2 charges now. Wow, this is. I think I'm gonna make it much farther this time. I love that my attack pierces, but it also explodes each time it pierces. That was a good decision. Also, it's a little hard to only dash once. There we go. Have to be careful and release. I actually think having a tiny bit of a cooldown between the 2 dashes would be a smart move, so that you don't dash too many times in a row. Attack pierces and applies burning. I think more pierce is good. Definitely wants a lot of Summer's buffs on this character, just trying to lean into the fire. The fact that a lot of the survivor likes don't involve like playing the game is actually one of the things that took me. It made it so that it took me a really long time to get into these genres of games. Vampire Survivors, I actually played and then quit almost immediately after playing it like for 2 or 3 matches. I think I played it for maybe an hour originally because it just kind of felt boring. And then I found out that from another YouTuber, Aliens Rocked, that the game had a ton of secrets in it. And that's what actually drove me to play it. And then after I got addicted to Vampire Survivors, I started looking for other ones. I found Potato, I found Time Wasters, I found Rogue Genesia, and it kind of has just become a thing now. What is best in life, hero? To crush your enemies. Chains of War. Yep. Yeah, I don't even have to chase you down this time, jerk. Make my head feel dizzy. It's so exhilarating. I wonder what you'll choose next step. Yep, that's a good choice, especially because they have an AoE. So that means that that actually was just a increase in damage there. And non-armored enemies are actually going to get slightly stunned by... 16, okay, I'm fine with that. Slightly stunned by this chain. No, they're not, actually. I was going to say that it would be nice if they got stunned by the chain. Okay. The fact that you have to pick up items in the middle of combat with different button presses, that's actually a little hard to do while maintaining the horde. I'm not sure if it should be changed though. I don't know if I dislike it. I think I have to get a longer, more option, more of an opinion there. It might be a good balance of like you have to take the risk to go over there and press another button and take your hands off the controls. The Bleak Goddess. Hey, you've been enlisting a lot of help from the others, haven't you? I'll bet he wouldn't expect his own tools against him though. Mind if I join? Yeah, she is like more of the Spanish goddess, a goddess of death. I'm Mort, Death's daughter. Wow, that just feels like a straight up reference to Discworld. If you know, you know. But I'd really like to see him defeated nonetheless. Personal reasons. Spawn ravens. Whenever you overkill, there's a chance it spawns a weak experience shard. Every couple times, shoot out sickles. Sickles. I do like, though, that your extra abilities are linked to conditions. They're not just things that are just going off at all times, at least so far. So my spinny thing. So is there something I can do with my magnetic gauntlets now that I have 2 of them? Can I sell them? But yeah, I like that this game is actively going out of its way to do things a little different than other rogues. Like, you don't just get 6 different abilities that are all activating at the same time. You have one major ability that you're focusing on, and supporting abilities that activate based off of various conditions. Like my God of War spin here is based off of number of enemies killed. I have sickles based on how many times I attack, which would mean that I'd still want to do attack speed on my main attack. It's something that Halls of Torment kind of plays with, but I feel like this game takes it one step farther and makes your main attack the main bread and butter focus. Now, I really do hope, though, that they take a lesson from Halls of Torment, and they make it so that there's build options where that can no longer be the case, where your main attack is an activator of something else, and you are focusing instead on one of your sub-attacks. Because that's actually one of the things I love about Halls of Torment, is because despite the fact that it seems very straightforward at first, there's a lot of build variety. Not as much build variety as, say, like, I don't know, Rotato, because that game is a kind of a little bonkers on build variety and kind of hard to compare to other things whenever it comes to build variety. But it is still a really large amount of build variety. And after this run, we are going to have to end this, though, because we have people coming over. Spawn Phantoms. Let's go ahead and make the signals better. I just noticed the time. People are actually going to be here relatively soon, and I'm still recording. So, there's that. We're back to the point where we're getting these guys, which means we're going to get the crows relatively soon as well. The harpies. It seems like you level up relatively slow as well, but the level ups are also relatively impressive. They're not nothing. What does that do? I think I like the skill duration better. There's some cool stuff you can do with skill duration. Meanwhile, that other one is just HP. Okay, so they're trying to kill me again. But I'm better suited for it this time, so I might be able to get past this particular way. Having 2 dashes is actually kind of huge here. Plus, I can stun those crows from a distance. Let's see. That's pretty good. Attack speed for each ruptured enemy. Let's make the spinning thing better. I tried to dash through. Didn't quite make it before it happened, though. What was that? Oh, it was this big guy. How much space do I have over here? Pop open the soda can that is his armor. And stun lock this guy. Got another soda can coming at us. Yep. Okay. Definitely trying to kill us at the end there. So yeah, this is Death Must Die. It is a upcoming roguelike that is in the genre of Vampire Survivors, but is definitely taking a very significant step away from what other games have done, and I love it. I need more people to make larger leaps between what we have right now and what we could have. If you guys are as excited about this game as I am, go feel free to wishlist it on Steam. I will leave a link in the description below. And I've been Areima. Feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel if you like what we've seen. There's more to come. 2 videos every single day. I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.